Hello, my lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm glad that you're here. And that is because it's finally feeling like winter in Florida, which means it's time for some holiday looks. So if you want to see how I achieve this look right here, keep on watching. So to start this holiday look off, I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. As if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see that as far as the shades go, I was a little bit disappointed in some of them, like Aries over here. It's a very pretty blue, but anyone who knows anything about zodiacs know that Aries is a fire sign, and it should have been a nice bold red. Other than that, like the colors, they're gorgeous. They work fabulous. So I'm going to be using this for my look today. So to start off, I'm going to be priming my eyes. I'm going to be using my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the color Caffeine. So I like to do one eye at a time when I prime my eyes with this because this sets pretty quick. I'm trying to keep this mainly on the lid today. This by far is one of my favorite eyeshadow primers. So once that is set, what we are going to do, as soon as I find it, there it is. I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This is in the color medium deep. And I'm just going to set that. Alright, so once we have our eyes ready to go, now we can start the fun part. So I'm going to take a large blending brush, and I am going to start. The good thing about this though, those center colors, you have warm browns and you have cool browns. I think for this I'm going to start with one of the warm browns because it is that time of year. So I'm going to take the lighter of those two. There's some fallout, so be careful with this one. And I'm just going to blend that into my crease. And I'm thinking I want to do a halo eye, so I'm going to also bring this into the inner and outer corner of the eye. Now, I have actually not used this yet. Like, I did some swatch samples on my hands, and that's about it. So I'm going to repeat that process on the other eye. So for those of you who don't live in Florida, you guys have been kind of going through winter for a while now. And it's finally cold here, which I'm excited about, but I'm also not. Because I hate the cold, which is why I live in Florida. But I bought this really adorable dress that I haven't been able to wear yet. It's a sweater dress. So now that it's finally cold, I can wear it. Okay, so next we are going to take the darker shade. So this was the shade I used first, this lighter one. Now I'm going to go over to this darker brown right here to be my next shade here. These mats have a lot of fallout, but I mean, you can see they are super pigmented. And of course, we're going to repeat that process on our other eye. The only thing that I would say about this time of year that you guys are super lucky about is the changing of the leaves. We don't get that here. Our leaves literally go from green to brown. There's no transition. We don't get those pretty oranges and yellows and reds. It's literally green and then brown. So using that same brush, I'm going to take this very dark brown right here, which I accidentally just stuck my nail in, that's fine. And I'm just going to darken up that inner and outer crease. Make sure you leave the center of your lid open whenever you do a halo eye, because that's how it gets its name. This is probably one of my second favorite eye looks, the halo. I think my first is still a cut crease. Okay, so we have our nice little base here. I actually really like I said, I'm getting a lot of fallout with these matte shades, but they're super pigmented, which I am very impressed by. It's not my first time with BH Cosmetics. I've used them before and I've absolutely loved them. But this is one of their newest ones. So the next step is, of course, the center of the lid. For that, I'm going to grab one of my colors from my Polite 8F. This is from ColourPop. I got this through Sephora. This is one of Sephora's first ColourPop eyeshadows that they got in. But I'm going to be using a shimmer shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop on a little of my Too Faced glitter glue right on the center of the lid. And I don't know what color I want to do. You know what? I'll probably do this one. This one is Deep Dive. This is the color. It's like a bronzy, it's kind of a bronzy shade. Bronzy copper, I would say. And I'm going to pop that right on the center of the lid. So pretty. It works perfectly with these colors since we're doing a warmer look. So we're going to do the same thing on the other eye, of course. A little bit of our Too Faced glitter glue. Again, pop that on right in the center of the lid. Beautiful. Alright, so our next step here is we're going to go ahead and do our lower lash line before we do our eyeliner. I'm going to take the Zodiac palette again, and I'm going to take the medium brown that I use. So not the darkest, but the medium one. And I'm going to run that right along the lower lash line. So for this look, since I do want to keep it a little bit softer, I'm not going to do a wing liner. I'm not going to do liquid on the top. I'm actually going to use a pencil. This is Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On, and this is in the color Demolition. I'm going to use this on my waterline and, of course, right along the lash line. So I want this to be a very natural, not natural, a softer holiday look. So that's why I'm going in with the brown instead of a black, because with this, the black would be just a little bit too harsh. So I do want to keep this a little bit softer. Alright, so that is almost the finished look. I'm going to go ahead and pop on some lashes, and then I'll be right back for the star of the show, our bold, beautiful lip color. Alright, so I got my lashes on. I wanted to keep it a little bit softer, so I'm using my Sweet Romance from the House of Lashes today. So now for the star of this look. It's not a first impressions because I got bored one day and I put it on and I was wearing it around my house just to see how it felt and how long it lasted and if it was transfer proof. But today on my lips, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Lip Stunna paint. This is in the colored Uncensored. This is, I believe, the first lip paint that she has in the line. I absolutely love this line. Typically when I wear foundation, I'm wearing my Fenty Beauty because I just the formula of it, just the way it feels. It's just, I recommended it to a friend and she absolutely loves it now. So I've been trying a lot of Rihanna's products that have come out. So as soon as I saw this drop, I'm like, I'm gonna get it because I want to see what it's like. Because most liquid lipsticks that I try are very dry and they crumble and they're uncomfortable and they don't last long and you get that weird mark right in the center of your lips. So with this, I ate with it. and it didn't feel dry, it didn't feel crumbly. So I actually really like this formula, and I hope she comes out with more shades because I really like this. So let's go ahead and put this on to go with this warm look that we have going on. And it's got this really unique doe foot applicator. It's just, I've never seen an applicator look like that before. So with any time I do a liquid lipstick, I never start on the edge. I always start in the center so I don't get all the product on the edge of my lips. So that was one dip. I was essentially able to do my entire top lip. So one dip, I was able to do both of my lips, didn't have to re-dip. It was pretty cool. A lot of times I find myself redunking. So I'm going to let this dry on my lips for a few minutes, and then we're going to come back and do a transfer test. And that way you guys know if it is transfer proof or if it's not. So I will be back in about 5 minutes. Alright guys, so it has been about 5 minutes. This is pretty dried down, so let's see if it is transfer proof. So unfortunately it doesn't appear to be transfer proof, but for the way it feels, I feel like I have nothing on my lips. I can deal with that. I know some people can't, and it's always best to know before you buy, but I love the way this color looks. I love how the formula feels. So even though it's not transfer proof, I'm definitely going to keep wearing it because I love the way it feels. So it's all good for me. So this is basically the finished holiday look. This is a little bit softer eye with a very bold lip. This is one of 3 looks that I will be doing this week. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but in a couple days, I'll probably do either a bold eye with a nude lip, or I don't know yet. Still gotta wait and see. If you like what you've seen today, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up, and definitely don't forget to subscribe somewhere down there. And when you subscribe, be sure to hit the bell button. The little button next to it looks like a bell. That way you get notified anytime I post a video. So thank you again so much for joining me today, and you guys have a great one. Bye!